Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lions Den with another news and commentary. We got some two breaking news that happened in the last 24 hours. Two back to back mass shootings, both in El Paso, Texas, and now in Dayton, Ohio. This article comes from CNN. It says another weekend, two more mass shootings in America. A beloved Northern California festival, a neighborhood watch in Mississippi, another Walmart near the U.S.-Mexico border, and a popular entertainment district. All four were the scenes of shootings in the last week. Events that together left at least 34 people dead and more than, get this guys, 50. That's right, 50 wounded. A week bookend by violence have left residents shaken, frustrated, and grieving. Now, El Paso, Texas, one of the most safest cities in America. El Paso sits at the border of Texas, New Mexico, and Mexico. The town, which prides itself on being one of the nation's safest cities, became paralyzed Saturday morning when a gunman opened fire in the heart of its popular shopping area. Families were buying school supplies ahead of the first day of classes. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Family were buying school supplies ahead of the first day of classes next week. Were buying groceries or have traveled from across the border in Mexico to shop at the Walmart. At least three of the dead were Mexican nationals. Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador tweeted and six Mexicans were among the injured. Police arrested the suspect gunman, a 21-year-old white man from a suburb of Dallas, more than 650 miles away. El Paso Police Chief Governor Greg Abbott said the case will be prosecuted as both a capital murder but also as a hate crime. Police said they believe the gunman wrote a 4-page document posted online that espouses white nationalist and racist views. The FBI opened a domestic terrorism investigation into the shooting, according to a source familiar with the investigation process. That is very interesting that the FBI is starting to do this now after a lot of mass shootings, which they're supposed to do that years ago. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue reading this. It says the chaos extended far from the store. Dozens of businesses and homes as far as 3 miles away, and the largest mall in the city just next door to the Walmart were in lockdown for hours and closed early. As the sun begins to set Saturday, there were still tears and worries among the people in El Paso. Some recounted the horror of what they saw: victims being shot or children carried to an ambulance, and others pleaded for information. "I just want to find my mom," a tearful Edie Hallberg cried outside a Walmart hours later, seeking any information on her 86-year-old mother, Angie Englishby, who had been shopping inside the store. "I want to know if she's dead or alive, or is she still in Walmart. I need to find her." Another shooting in Dayton, Ohio. A night turns to chaos in Ohio. Within 13 hours of the El Paso shooting, another 9 people were killed in Ohio. Police in Dayton said 16 people were injured in the incident and the suspect is dead. The shooting took place around 1 a.m. outside on East 5th Street in the city's Oregon District, a popular downtown area. Dayton Deputy Director and Assistant Chief of the Police, Lieutenant Colonel Matt Carper, told reporters early Sunday the suspect, who was shot and killed by responding officers, has not yet been identified. But Carper said the suspect fired a long gun with multiple rounds. The shooting happened as the suspect was making his rounds toward a bar called Ned Pepper's. Montgomery County Emergency Service spokeswoman Deb Decker said. The shooter wore body armor, Decker said. A disgruntled employee shot colleagues at another Walmart. In the wake of Saturday's attack, Walmart CEO Doug McMillan tweeted a message of sympathy for El Paso and said, "I can't believe I'm sending a note like this twice in 1 week." 4 days earlier, more than 1,000 miles northeast of El Paso, a disgruntled employee at a Walmart in Mississippi killed two co-workers and wounded an officer. The gun the gunfire broke out on the morning of July 30th when about 60 employees were inside the store in Southaven, the third largest in Mississippi. The gunman fatally shot one employee inside the store and then killed another outside, authorities said. The suspect has been charged with 2 counts of murder. The employee were identified as Anthony Brown, 40, and Brandon Gales, 38, the DeSoto County Coroner's Office told CNN affiliate WMC. The suspect had been suspended a few days before the shooting after he showed a knife to another employee. Randall Hargrove, a company spokesman, said in an interview the company was investigating that incident and had not made a final determination of his employment status. Southaven, a city of 49,000, is a Memphis suburb near the Mississippi-Tennessee border, and a Northern California festival turned deadly. This week began with the final state of the renowned Gilroy Garlic Festival in California, which I did a story on, with families spending the day listening to music and celebrating the town's world's family crop. But crowds scrambled to escape on July 29th when a 19-year-old wearing the tactical gear and carrying an assault-style rifle starting firing. Gilroy Police Chief Scott Smithy said the gunman had sneaked in by cutting a hole in the fence. He was dressed for what he was there to do, said witness Jalicia Contreras. Three people, six-year-old Stefan Romero, 13-year-old Kayla Salazar, and 25-year-old Trevor Irby were killed. 16 people were wounded. The gunman exchanged fire with 3 Gilroy police officers but died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head, Smithy said. He used a rifle he bought weeks earlier in neighboring Nevada. Police later found extremist material while searching a Walker Lake, Nevada home that police believe the shooter once rented. The home is about 100 miles southeast of Reno. Because the material seems pertinent to the different and at times competing political ideologies, authorities have had a hard time nailing down the gunman's clear ideology. Police officers were on horse, motorcycles, and had a compound on the festival grounds, but law enforcement experts have said there's little that can be done to prevent such attacks from happening. A day after the shooting, some businesses didn't open in a small Northern California city, and several employees called in sick, but many others. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. But many others. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to read. Okay, okay, sorry, but law enforcement expert has said there are little that can be done to prevent such attack from happening. A day after the shooting, some businesses didn't open in a small Northern California city, and some employees called in sick, but many other opened their shops and interacted with customers in a defiant attempt to rebound as a community. Mayor Roland Verlasco told residents at a vigil for the victims that they could come together as a community and process their feelings. Maybe not today, but there will be a day when we start to heal, and the reason for that is we cannot let the bastard who did this to us tear us down, he said. And that's the end of the article. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this. I believe there's white supremacist sleeper cells in this country. And I'm going to tell you why I believe that. Ain't no way in the world it will be back-to-back mass shootings in the last 24 hours. And it's been like this months and months and months ago. There's going to be continuing some mass shootings in this country. Now, people going to say, well, there's a little they can do. There's a lot of things they can do. Shut them down. But, the FBI, even said this, that I guess they're trying to crack down, find out more information about these individuals that are doing this. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, there are white supremacist sleeper cells in this country, and they terrorize people across this country. And the federal government and the FBI focusing on, quote unquote, BIE, which is Black Identity Extremists, and I don't understand why. And then we never heard anything like this before. And then they always focus on Islamic terrorists. But not one time they focus on white supremacist terrorists or homegrown terrorists. And they completely ignore it. Matter of fact, the FBI even trying to not even focus on these white supremacist terrorists. They're only focusing on Islamic terrorists, or as they say, the BIE, the Black Identity Extremists. That's all they focus on. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, you see all these mass shootings happening across this country, and I don't know, these people gonna say, well, there's nothing we can do. Well, guess what? There's a lot of things you can do now, but they're not doing it. And the FBI need to focus on all these white supremacist terrorists who are Trump supporters that believe these views. And the El Paso, Texas suspect, the only reason why he's doing this because he hate race mixing. So there's a lot of motives on why these things are happening. And with the Dayton, Ohio shooting, the suspect is killed, and they still don't know who that suspect was. They're not even released his name or his picture for some reason. But in the previous shooting in the Walmart there in Mississippi, a black man was a suspect there. And he's a disgruntled employee. But my point is that you have these sleeper cells, and they giving this green light. And this ain't no conspiracy theory. This giving this green light for those people to do what they do. So, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think. Like, click, subscribe, and remember to click the notification bell for all the news and commentary. With that being said, this is Lions Den signing off. Deuces.